Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, bringing you another super awesome Minecraft episode. And in today's episode, we return to the Scarland roller coaster project to complete our roller coaster station structure by completing the second story and roof of our entrance. So let's get this episode underway. Alright, and welcome back to Scarland, and it's always great to have you here for another super awesome build. And as you can see, the roller coaster station complex there is slowly growing out of the ground, and it is nearly complete. So in today's episode, of course, we are going to finish up the front, the entrance, and the roof. And in today's live stream on Twitch, we'll finish up the back and do some other things over there. And it's definitely our most ambitious project to date, and it's really amazing to see that it is coming together, and it's finally coming together. It took months and months and months of planning to get to this point, and we're only about 10 something percent done, but we already have a massive station built. And I'm going to give it up to you guys, the choice. What shall we do now? What we could do is we could work on the roller coaster portion where we build the layout of the track and start to get that all built, where we'll start the track out and send it on its way. Or we'll work in the interior and build the redstone stations, get all the interior work all done before we go into the roller coaster section. So definitely let me know. Should we work on the interior, or shall we start the roller coaster layout and stuff along those lines? So definitely let me know what we should do, and let's get into today's episode. So if you guys are enjoying these series, definitely show a little support for the video. That would mean a ton. These videos take just hours and hours to make, and if you guys are enjoying it, just leave a positive comment. Let me know how you guys are liking the series so far, and that would just mean an absolute ton. Okay, so right here, we're going to start here and work on this final column. So we're going to kind of continue this design with a few new touches at the top there. We're going to create a cool little harnessed effect that kind of holds up a decorative block. I'm excited to show you guys. And yeah, so let's see. We're starting here at about 3 blocks. So okay, so we're going to start up here at about 4, and that's about 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to probably take a little damage here. We're going to take a little damage because we're starting to get up pretty high. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to go right here. And bam, bam, and a boom, boom. Awesome. Looking fancy. So, that might be a little high. I'm going to back that off just a little bit. I don't want it to be too high. There we go. I like that. That's good. That's good. That was just a smidge too high. Okay, and then right over here, we're going to start to create these little harnessed effect. I think this will look really nice, and then we'll swap that out and bring in this, looking super snazzy. And then let's go down here and there, and then can I find? Yes, I can. I was hoping I had this, but wasn't 100% sure. We're going to stick that in there, looking good. Okay, and then I'm going to grab out my cyan clay there. Do I need another one? I do, but can I click it is the question. Can I do it? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Can I get an extra point for that? Get an extra building point for that. All right, there we go. Finish up that section, looking good. All right, and then I think I'm going to run just a simple layer of andesite over the top. We'll work on that more later once we start on the roof. As you can see, there's a random dirt line there. That kind of just helps me guide a little bit on where I want the roof to be. I spent hours and hours planning this out, and I think this will work. The roof is a little bit complicated, and I just wanted to make sure it goes really smooth for the video. So I spent quite a bit of time making sure that's going to go right. All right, I'm going to run this along here. There we go, and this should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Perfect. And then I'm going to sneak in here, and I'm going to add some andesite, or I always call these andesite. These are like the andesite wood, the log of andesite. Haha. All right, and I'm just going to bring these up. Let's see, we call that 1, 2. Let's bring up about 4. I think that's a good starting point. We could always knock off an extra section if that may have been a little too high, but I don't believe it is. I definitely don't believe it is. All right, so we are going to go from here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. And then jump down, and then from here, I'm going to go on that 4th block and place another one there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Not counting that block right there. Looking snazzy, looking snazzy. And then this is going to go up 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beautiful. And then we'll jump down here. Try not to take too much damage. And then I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to scaffold up just a smidge more. There we go. And there we go. I think things are starting to go together, which is exciting, which is nice. It's nice when things slowly kind of come together. Slowly coming together, and that makes you happy when it does. And I think that's That's kind of how we want it. That's kind of how we want it. So we got kind of the basic shape there, looking super good. Awesome. And I'm just going to place this as a temporary block, just a temporary block. And now I'm going to come on down. Yes, that's how we want it. That's how we want it. All right, let's move into the middle here. And then I'm just going to place that as a temporary block. And just kind of deciding. I think I'm going to knock out these ones here. I'm going to go like that. And then jump over here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, now this is going to be a little bit. So this one's 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Wonderful. Is that looking good? Yes, it is. All right, and then we're going to place our 10th block up there. And that's our main section. There we go. We got that all complete to that point. Now I'm going to do this side over here, and I'll be right back. All right, and there we go. We've got the 2 sections all complete and ready to roll. We've got Bob down there. He's got nothing to do because there's been no Scar mistakes. The only thing we still need to do is add an additional banner up there, and I want to make one slight modification to something there, but we'll see how that goes as we kind of continue to see if that's necessary. All right, and this is the design I decided in the live stream on last Saturday. This design for the side over here. And if you're wanting to kind of see how it was all built, you can definitely check my Twitch channel for that. It's not super complicated. We continued this pattern over here, and then we ran this pole kind of down here, and then kind of added additional andesite, log andesite over there, and a little bit of cyan under there. So nothing too complicated, but that's kind of how we did it. And we kind of experimented a little bit on Twitch to try to kind of find what the best solution for that was. All right, now we're going to move on to the roof. So hopefully this goes smooth. I did a lot of pre-planning to make sure this goes together smoothly and it's not kind of haphazard. So let's go to my next little platform. I've got a lot of little platforms around here. And yeah, all right, let's do it. Okay, a little nervous. I want this to actually work and go smoothly. So let's do this so this doesn't turn into a problem. All right, so of course this is kind of where we're going to start. I want to kind of bring this from that block right there. That is about 20, I believe, from the ground. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, this is how far we're going to go out for now. We're going to come back and do a little more detail and probably bring this out to about 5 and then slowly decrease as it gets down. But this is the base of 3 that we're going to use. All right, and we're going to start to work our way over here just a little bit, okay? So from here now, we're going to go right here, and we're going to place one there. And then I'll do the other side off camera to kind of keep things moving a little bit. There we go. And then from here, we are going to go, let me get this down there, because I need a block. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I can go like this. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I was a little bit hung up there. I'm trying to hold down the shift key. I don't want to fall because it would take like 10 minutes to get back up here. There we go. And then from here, we're going to drop that down once again, and we're going to go bam and a boom. Awesome. So now we need to kind of decide a little bit how we're going to bring this back a little bit. So what I want to do, I think, and this is my initial thing I want to do, is add some half slabs that run along here just to kind of even out the flow. As you can see, it kind of softens that a little bit. And I think that'll be a lot nicer to kind of have that be a little softer going up. And then of course we can add some down here like that, and that just kind of continues that design. So just kind of a work in progress so far. So we've gone 1 and then 1 additional one, then we've gone 2 and 2, and now we need to do 2 more sections of these 2 blocks. All right, so we're going to need to jump down and reposition our scaffolding. There we go. Get that back up here. There we go. Let's drop down just a little bit more. Okay. And there we go. And then we're going to go bam and a boom. Oh, no, that's the wrong boom. No. All right, there we go. Now we've got it. Now we got it. So let's back up just a little more here. A little more there. Awesome. There we go. Perfect. That's it. All right. And now we're just going to move over here just a bit more. And then we're going to go 3 blocks down. So these are three single blocks. I just need to get something to click on here. There we go. And that's 1. And then this will be 2. And then that'll be 3. But I can't get to it, so I need to move down just a little bit more. And it'll be super awesome to see the progress once we're done. So it looks super haphazard. We've got scaffolding all over the place, but we'll slowly refine it. We're chiseled. We kind of chisel out our sculptures. Takes a while to get to that final product, but once it's there, it is going to be super awesome. And there we go. We slowly kind of got that together. All right. So now that I'm down here, I'm just going to slowly stick on these little pieces here. There we go. Awesome. And then this will just help that little transition. It's not supposed to be a full curve, like a big rounded kind of dome curve. It's kind of oblong, and I wanted it that way. I wanted to kind of have that little unique shape to it to give it a little bit more identity, and I think that is the case, and I think we have succeeded in that. And then, of course, we're going to bring that over there, and there we go. So single block, two blocks, two blocks, two blocks, two blocks, and then single, single, single. And then, of course, add these blocks up here. So give me a second. Let me kind of refine this a little bit more, and I'll be right back. And welcome back. We've got our roof built and looking super snazzy. I've got this section all complete over here, and then I've added all the little half slabs under each section. And it's looking pretty good, I hope. I hope you guys are liking it. Next, we're going to kind of add some more small detail pieces in here by, adding some more half slabs and stairs just to enhance the area a little bit more. And I want to add this section over here that will enclose the two areas. Very cool. And of course, in the middle, this area is a little blank. Would like to incorporate some more detail in there, but we can get to that eventually. But in today's episode, of course, we want to start answering some questions. So I would like to take some questions from you guys and answer them in each video. And the first one comes from Caleb Bowles asks, Scar, where do you get your strength to fight your disease? And I thought it would be an interesting comment, or how do you kind of stay positive is kind of the question a little bit, and fighting different things. And I thought that would be a great question. So the first thing I always do, and every piece of advice you get. So this is what I do. You just take it and you store it away. You just store it away. Never one piece of advice is ever right. And not every piece of advice is good for everybody. So when somebody gives you advice, kind of store it away. Have it in your advice bag, if you will. And so by me telling you some advice, just say, oh, that's interesting. Let me take it and put it in my advice bag, and not just act upon it. See, I found in life to act solely upon a piece of advice somebody's given you, it might not be the right advice for you. It just might not be. So you want to take it and you just want to kind of incorporate it into your, arsenal of life. So here's some things that I do anyway. And then from this, you can decide what is right for you and what is not right. So what I do is I think, okay, all right, I'm at this point. I've got tubes in my stomach. I have to sometimes use oxygen to breathe, and I have a wheelchair, different things like that. But it could be much worse. I could not have my sight. I could maybe not even be able to talk. Different things like that. It's just finding little things that, okay, I've got these problems here, but it could be much worse. And that's just kind of how I kind of stay positive. Like, okay, this is a new one. A new tube goes here. That's fine. I'm just glad that this and that are still working. I'm still able to make videos. I'm still able to do this. I'm still able to do that. And, okay, I'm not able to do this anymore, but I can still do this. And it's just that's just how I kind of keep going a little bit. It's how I stay positive in life is, things could be much worse. And that's kind of the philosophy that I kind of go by a little bit. And another ways to kind of stay positive a little bit, have goals, have things in life that you want to achieve, and that really helps you. That has helped me the most, I think, kind of keeping goals in my mind of things that I want to do, and this disease, this tube, this wheelchair is not gonna hold me back. Things might be much, much more difficult, but still gonna do it. Still gonna do it because I've seen people with far worse do much more. So that's kind of how I stay positive, and from that, take what you will. Take one part, take it all, take none of it. But just it's always good to kind of listen and to advice and things. But like I said, not every advice piece is good for everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody needs a different type of piece of advice. So it's always good to get lots and lots of different opinions in your life as you go along. So I don't know. Hopefully that long-winded answer, I probably was redundant multiple times, but that's kind of how I go. And so I wasn't able to do a really long talk today because we had to do so much counting and measuring and different things like that in the build. But each week I would like to answer a question or talk about a story, whatever you guys want. Just let me know. You could tell me, Scar, tell me a story. Scar, tell me some advice, whatever you want. Tell me a joke. Well, I'm not really that funny, so a joke probably would be absolutely awful. And you guys would probably just unsubscribe if you heard me ever tell a joke, because it would just be like, Scar, I don't even know. Like, this doesn't even make any sense. I've never been really that funny. That's like one thing in life. Like I've never been really good at telling jokes like that is, or telling a funny story very well. I just never been really great at that very well, but that's an area improvement that I could definitely work on. It's all about timing. It's all about timing and a good enthusiasm in the joke or the story. And I always seem to fail on both those accounts, but maybe someday I will get a book and I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what's missing. I'll figure it out. But yeah, so we're just kind of continuing this along here. And of course, we'll work on a lot more of this roof line on Twitch today. And let me head on down here and let's see. From now on, or now going forward here, we're going to need to get some carpet after this. So once I kind of take a little break, let my heart rest a little bit. It's going a little crazy. I would like to get some carpet, and then we'll extend the carpet pieces on top of here just to give this area that extra little punch of detail, which I think will look really awesome. So let's finish up here, click that last piece there, and there we go. We've got our roof is slowly coming together. So give me 1 second, let me get that carpet, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. Taking a look at the roof. So I've got the carpet installed up there, looking super snazzy. So let's come on down and take a look from this level here. And as you can see, I started to extend this out a little bit. Now, I feel like this is going to take a little time to find the perfect, orientation for each block, but I think it's a good start. So what we'll do here is we'll jump on over here and we'll try to get lined up and try to extend these blocks without making too many Scar mistakes. We are jumping a little high. So what we've done here is we brought this out to about 5 blocks, and then we're going to extend that out just a little more. There we go. Let's back off here. Make sure we're doing good. We're doing great. Awesome. And then we'll bring this out just a little bit more here. So we've come down to about there. And then I'm going to bring these out 1. So we're going to back off 1 block there and then cut it off there and call it good. Call it good. And then bring these over here, bring those up to there. And yeah, so slowly start to try to extend the detail up here a little bit. And I think we exceeded. And I think that's going to look good eventually. We got lots of work to do still, trying to, find the perfect balance between everything. But for the most part, I think that's starting to look good. Now, this section right here, let's knock out you and insert that piece there. And then I think maybe I can bring this one down 1 more and then add that there. And slowly getting there. There we go. Awesome. And then we come under here, check for places of improvement. This section, I think I'm going to remove this. I think I'm going to remove this section there. And then I'm going to scaffold up. There we go. Here we go. And then up here, we can add those final little pieces of detail. There we go. And where's the carpet? Where's the carpet? There you are. Wonderful pieces of carpet. I love it. I love it. The original idea for the carpet that we've used on a couple builds now actually came from the planning for this project. So way back when we were working on the log cabin or the fishing cabin way out there, the original idea or inspiration actually came from the planning of this project. So kind of see how long this has actually been in the process of being planned. So there we go. Let's jump onto that guy. There we go. And away we go down to the bottom. And yes, let's take a look. So some of the unfinished projects like the, oh, Bob, no, I don't have my sword. No, he's going to blow. There we go. We won because we've made no Scar mistakes. But like I was saying, some of the roof needs to be extended down, and we're going to finish that up on today's live stream. So definitely head over and follow me on Twitch to be notified when I go live. And of course, you can also follow me on Twitter to be notified a little ahead of time when I will actually have a time and set and ready to go live. So yeah, and there we go. That is looking fantastic. And as you can see, I've added some of those smooth stones in there to kind of mix up the pattern a little bit. I'll also do that eventually up there and get that all settled. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. We've got our entrance nearly complete. Of course, there'll be more details we're going to add eventually to the area, but I want to see what it looks like without that block there, but unfortunately not. But yeah, well guys, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter.